Well, hey team, welcome back to Gearing Up. This is your missions team training for Denver, Colorado. Again, my name is Matthew and I'm the missions pastor here at the Living Stone Church. And this is session number 3. And in this session, I want to really go into what we call the 3 rules, the 3 rules. And maybe you're watching this and you're like, I don't like rules. I don't like that word. But I want to encourage you to really think of it not as rules, but more guidelines that are really going to help you out as you come here and work with us in Denver, okay? So this is not to control, this is not to manipulate you, this is not to do any of that. What this is simply a way that we can help you as you come here in Denver, okay? So the first rule is this: when you're here, you're us. When you're here, you're us. Maybe you're coming from First Baptist wherever, or Grace Chapel, whatever. Maybe you're coming from places in the United States that are really far away. And I just want to encourage you, I don't want to dishonor the places you're coming from. In fact, we love other churches. We love partnership with other churches. We love working with other churches. But I want to encourage you that when you come here, to think of yourself as a member of the Living Stone Church. You are here engaging in mission with us. You are engaging in the trenches of missional ministry with us. And I just want to say how thankful I am for that. But when you're here, you're representing us, right? You're working with us, and we consider you to be a part of us. It's not going to be us and you. It's not going to be you and us. It's going to be us working together. And this is so important because in missions, unity and peace is so important. That word unity is so vital to anything that we do in missions. And we need to be unified together. And I hope you agree with that. We need to be a unified front. It doesn't matter what we're doing. It doesn't matter where we're going here in Denver. It doesn't matter the people that we're engaging with. The fact of the matter is that you and I need to be in unity as we are engaging God's mission here. So as you come, just think about that. I am not just coming from this church, from this city. I'm actually going and I'm going to be part of the Living Stone Church, and I'm going to work in the things that they're doing as a church. So you are part of us. When you're here, you're us. Okay? The second thing is this: do no harm. Do no harm. And Pastor Keith was telling me a story not too long ago about a team that had come in. In fact, they had come in to help us get the word out about a special event that we were doing in the community. And part of that, and maybe you're going to be doing this while you're here, is taking flyers or cards and just going around house to house in our neighborhoods here and passing them out, or giving them, putting them on doors. And there's this guy who was on this team that came in, and he was doing just that. He was going around house to house, and he went up to one house. He put the flyer on the door, and as he was walking away, for whatever reason, he decides to go to the front yard and go to this tree that was in the front yard and jump and grab onto one of the branches and swing on it and hang off of it, and then it broke. And I can imagine how frustrated, angry that homeowner was, and not just with him, but with us as a church as well. And I just want to ask you to do no harm. Really think about how you're behaving, how you're speaking, how you're acting while you're here, especially as we're out engaging people. There's this phrase here, there's a saying that we use all the time here at the Living Stone Church, and that's this: that the gospel should be the most offensive thing that we're presenting. Everything else is unnecessary. And if you think about it, the gospel really is offensive. It offends our humanity, it offends our flesh. And if you look at Jesus as he did his ministry in the Gospels, there were a lot of people who were very offended with what he did and what he said, right? The gospel is offensive. But that should be the only thing that's offensive that we're presenting to people. How we speak, how we act, how we think, how we behave, how we approach people, how we talk to people, how we love people, those things should do no harm. Those things should do no harm. They should be things that actually help us as we are in this mission together and presenting the gospel to them. So do no harm. That's a big one. And here's the third and last rule, so to speak, the last guideline for you. And that's this: be flexible. Be flexible. I really believe that attitude and flexibility are two of the most vital things to any mission trip, anything that we do missionally, anything we do in ministry. That is so important that we have a good attitude, and especially that we be flexible. Look, maybe you're going to come on this trip. Maybe this is your first time coming on a mission trip, and things might go wrong. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Things might go wrong. Maybe there's going to be a flight that's canceled. Maybe, that thing that you prepared for and, as far as ministry goes, maybe it doesn't happen. Maybe you're going to get sick. And I'm not saying that to saying this is going to happen, but there have been plenty of times where I've been on the mission field, I've been on mission trips where those things do happen. And there are things that we just can't control, right? And I just want to encourage you in this to really be flexible, have a good attitude as a year. Doesn't matter what happens, doesn't matter if a flight's canceled, doesn't matter if plans get changed. What matters is that we as missional people, as lovers of Jesus, what matters is that we remain flexible, loving, and have good attitudes through that. I remember a few years ago, I actually took a team to the nation of Tajikistan. And if you're like, I have no idea where Tajikistan is, well, that's fine because nobody knows where it is. Tajikistan is actually in Central Asia, what we call Central Asia. It borders China and Uzbekistan and Afghanistan. It's kind of in that part of the world. And I remember I was taking a team there. We had done months of training, months of preparation, months of fundraising. And we get to the airport in Dushanbe, Tajikistan, the capital, and I land with a fever. And at first I was like, well, we've been traveling for a couple days. We've been, we've been eating poorly. It's travel. It's, your body does weird things. And so I thought, well, I just need to sleep it off, just take a nap. Well, what I didn't know is that I actually landed with the flu. And the entire rest of the trip, I was so sick. I think I lost like 20 pounds or something like that. And look, in that moment, I could have said, God, why did you bring me all the way here to this really crazy part of the world to have me lying in bed the entire time? I could have been negative. I could have started complaining, but I chose not to. I said, you know what? This is just how it is. I'm going to be flexible. I'm going to set up somebody else as the team leader, and they're going to go out and they're going to do the ministry that we prepared for. And they did. They went out. It was an amazing trip, even though I was sick. And that is what it means to be flexible. That's what it means to have a good attitude, even when things might not go the way that you plan. So know that. That's really, really going to help you out as you confront things, deal with things that might not go as planned, or maybe as you expected here, okay? So just to recap those 3 rules, when you're here, you're us. When you're here, you're us. Do no harm and be flexible. With those, I think that's going to really help you as you do ministry here, engage God, engage His mission in Denver. Thank you again for watching this session. We will be talking about some other things in the next session, session number 4. I'll see you then. Thanks.